Hey, it's me, Bri, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm pretty much going to be showing you guys like how I do my nails. This is definitely not going to be like a tutorial, but my friends have been like begging me to do a video like this since I always like have my nails done and they know that I do it myself. These are my nails right now. They used to be much longer, but when I was doing gel strips, I had to cut them short. While like I was preparing to make this video, I actually broke the two nails on my middle finger, so they're like much shorter and I'm really sad. Today I'm gonna be doing a more simple design. I'm probably just gonna be doing like a light blue chrome with mini gems on them. The process for doing my nails is pretty unaesthetically pleasing. I almost always like do it sitting on my floor, which I'm doing right now. And I used this air brick kit that my friend got me for my birthday, and it did come with like 3 brushes and like glitter and sequins, but I don't like to use this sequins, so I did buy some from other places. Did get an LED lamp, which I'm pretty sure this is over 90 watts, and it's not the best, but it does the job, and it does like 60, 80, and 99 seconds. Along with that, I did get a nail drill, which this is a really low quality one, and it did come with drill bits. This is gonna be my first time using it, so I'm not sure how it's gonna go. Usually I use these sequins, which are for makeup, and they're way too big, so I did get smaller sequins. And then I do have a ton of like nail detail brushes, if that makes sense, for like nail tools, I guess. I use this like buffer thing, and then I use this, which is supposed to be for cutting cuticles, and I use this like cuticle pusher, but since I have a nail drill now, I'm pretty sure I can also use that for like getting underneath the cuticle. And then I use a nail file. I don't usually use cuticle oil or like nail dehydrator, which I know is pretty bad. I do use rubbing alcohol to like dry out my nail, but I never really put anything afterwards. But since I heard that Aquaphor like works as a cuticle oil, I'm gonna put it on like before and after I begin. The things that I'm gonna be using today specifically are this light blue, then I'm gonna be using white, a top coat, and maybe a matte top coat, because for chrome I heard it has to be a matte coat, but then I also saw people using rubbing alcohol like after they paint their nails and then they put it on top, which I'm going to try. Base coat, this like white chrome powder, and then I'm probably going to be using like one of these brushes since I'm gonna do like bow detailing on one of the nails. Since I've never used my nail drill, I don't know which one to start with, because it didn't really come with a manual, so I'm gonna have to figure it out. So I'm just gonna start off by lifting and taking off my cuticles. My cuticles are pretty much done now. Usually I end up bleeding in some way because I don't know when to stop, but I did not put on Aquaphor. I'm gonna put it around like right now, and then I'm going to use my nail drill to get under the cuticle and then take off the shine of my nails, and afterwards I'm going to be filing them. So I see a YouTuber that does her nails say that she puts on the base coat and then files her nails because they're brittle. And I have really brittle nails because of how often I do them. So I'm actually going to try that. Filing them with the drill was actually really fun, but I did not know what I was doing. And my ring finger will not stop bleeding. So it's definitely not aesthetic, but I got the job done and they're definitely well filed, and it took me like 15-ish minutes, so I'm really happy. And I always like watch YouTube or listen to music during this process because it usually takes me like 4 hours, and I cannot like do that without doing anything. I just realized I did not dehydrate my nails, so I am going to dehydrate them. So I finished the base coat. It probably wasn't a good idea to wait to file it until afterwards, since I have a base coat that like barely hardens. So it's gonna stay sticky while I file it, which is super annoying because like dust and stuff gets like attached to it super easily. But I'm gonna try and file like the sides with the nail drill. I don't know if I can do that, but I'm going to try. Okay, so that honestly went terribly, so I'm just gonna go in with a regular file and file them out. Okay, so my nails are finally filed. I always do almond shape, but I was barely able to salvage the middle 2 fingers because they are very short. But I'm going to put on my base color now. Finally, it's still been an hour filing, but it's okay as long as it looks cute. This part I'm probably not going to show as like in depth since I want to focus like on applying the gel, but I'll do the best that I can. So I almost always like mess up like around the edges, so I've tried to make a better habit of like cleaning it up before I cure it, but I'm not always consistent with that. I've just done the thumb so far. I'm gonna do the rest of the nails, 2 coats on 60 seconds, and then I'll come back to add the chrome. Okay, so after forever, I finally finished. As you can see, it's very like obvious that the middle one is shorter, and it is a bit messy. I tried to clean it up as best as I could, but since this blue is like way too vibrant for me, I'm gonna make it chrome. And I like tested it out with like fake nails with a matte top coat, and I didn't like how it looked that much, but I saw that if you take like a cotton pad with rubbing alcohol and you take like the shine off of your nails, then you can actually put chrome powder onto it. So that's what I'm going to try and do. So I realized like in this video I haven't like actually done one-on-one talking, and it's just been like me in time lapses like doing my nails, but I wanted to talk a little bit while I'm not like doing anything important, since the only reason I'm not talking is because I have to focus, and I have like a hard time doing that if I'm like multitasking. But basically, like until this year, I had a really big problem with like biting my nails, and so I never was able to grow them out. And even like when I used to wear press-ons all the time, and my nails would like grow out, but then I would immediately like bite them off. And it wasn't until like I went to Korea and I got them done like gel, and I wasn't able to bite them for like 5 weeks, that I actually like let them grow out. So basically they had grown out, and since I knew I was gonna bite them, like as fast as I could, I put like 3 coats of regular gel nail polish on them, so they were like kind of thick, and so I wouldn't like be tempted. And that actually worked. Like I stopped biting them completely, and so now I have long nails, and they kind of go from long to short since they're pretty unhealthy because of how often I do them. But I'm really happy that I got over that bad habit. So now that my nails are all like de-shined, I guess, they don't look that different to me, but I'm going to get my chrome powder. And for some reason I don't have that little like makeup sponge that people like rub the chrome dust on with, so I'm just gonna use like the brush that's for glitters that came with my kit. And this is just like the white chrome powder. This is from Shein. Like I got this for less than $1, but I tried it out with like different nails and it didn't come out bad. So it says to like use this brush for chrome, which makes no sense to me, but I'm gonna dip in the top and then I'm gonna try and apply it to my thumb. Okay, so it is actually working quite a bit. Like, so this is after and this is before. If there's a difference, it doesn't even look like there's a difference, but like this one is more shiny. I'm gonna dip into it like a lot more to make it more visible, but like in person there is a really big difference. I'm not sure if it'll show, but this is after and this is like before. Yeah, so it's way more shiny. And once I've done this on like all my nails, I'm gonna put on a top coat, and then I'm going to put on my gems with like a reinforced gem like holder, if that makes sense. Okay, so this is actually working so well. So like it's all like chromy, and this is like, okay, see, now you can see it. This is the before and this is the after, and I love it so much. Like it's super pearly and I did not expect it to like come out this good. But I'm just gonna clean it up, and once I'm finished doing both hands, I will show the gel process. So I finished putting chrome on both nails. You can see it a little bit better. Initially, I had planned to do like some gems and then like a white bow here. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna be doing these white gems and these light blue gems just like all over my nails. Usually when I do my nails, they're like either all different or these two are different and then the rest of them are the same, because that's just like my favorite way of doing nails. But I'm going to go over these with a reinforced top coat and apply the gems. So basically what I will do is I will get the reinforced gel polish, and this stuff is what makes the gems like stick to the nail, and I just put it all over my nail, but I don't cure it because it needs to remain sticky, like to put the gems on top of them, if that makes sense. So I've just put this all over the top of my nail, and what I'm gonna do is grab the gems that I want. I don't have one of those things where you can just like grab the tool and pick up a gem and put it on. I plan to get one like at some point. So I have a silver gem here, and I'm just going to plop it on. And then I just swoosh it around to where I want it to be. So I will be doing this for the entire nail, and I'll show it to you before it is cured. So this is how it is looking right now. I just put 3 on top since the gems are still a bit big, and I'm just going to go ahead and cure this for 60 seconds and then put another reinforced gel top coat over it to seal them in. I only did the gems on my ring and thumb because I really thought about how big they were, and I figured like if they were on all of my nails it would look way too busy. So I finally finished my nails, and this is the finished product. They are still a bit messy, but I put a little white bow on both middle fingers. They aren't symmetrical, but I kind of like it, like more messy. This one is like definitely messier than this one, but I think it goes really well with the design and I'm super happy with it. Once I finish putting the reinforced gel on it, I finish it off with a top coat. Same thing with this. I used one of these tools, and first I just put 3 little dots for the bows, like the middle and then the 2 ends, and I cured that, and then I used the tip to make the design. I only cured it for about 40 seconds during each process, and then I finished it off with the top coat. I apologize that this video wasn't more like in-depth where I was talking. I just didn't want it to be like all time lapses or like all me talking, because then the nails wouldn't have turned out as good or the video would have been like really boring. One thing that I will say is that when you're doing your nails at home, you cannot expect it to be like at the salon, because at the salon it takes like 1 to 2 hours, and these took me about 4 hours, which in the past they've taken me even longer. And another thing is your nails will cure differently than at the salon. So like this part, especially like near the cuticle, after about 2 weeks it might start chipping away, which is normal. But these usually last me like 4 to 5 weeks. I usually let them go for about a month, and then when my nail is starting to like bend a ton, then I will take them off. But I've had practice. I've done this like at least 5 times now, and like I get better with every time. So that's a big tip that I would give people. Like if you keep trying, then eventually it will get better. Honestly, I feel like the part that's the most daunting is like the prep, or if you're doing French tip especially. Like French tip for me takes an extra like 1.5 hours, just like after I've done like the base coat and everything. So I would definitely like just start off with the base when you're first starting, but it does get easier and it's definitely worth it. Another thing is if you're using nail tools, you have to put them in acetone like immediately when you're done, because I often don't do that because I'm lazy, and then the next time I try to use them, there's like a ton of dust sticking to the brush, and when I soak it in acetone, then it's like all bunched together and it doesn't do much. So make sure you do it immediately. Another thing that I like about gel is that unlike regular nail polish, the design doesn't dry immediately, so if you don't like it, then you can just wipe it right off. So these nails were supposed to be like winter themed, that's why it was like blue, and I do have like a kind of formal coming up, which I wouldn't call it winter formal, but this isn't gonna go with my dress just because like I would rather have nails that I would like for a whole month than like nails that I don't like that much for one outfit. And so that's why they're more winter themed. This is pretty much the end of the video, so if you stay till the end, thank you so much for watching. I know this was a more boring video, but it was more sit down to just kind of show my process a little bit. So thank you so much for watching. Bye!